What's appealing YouTube? This is Tasty Taste and I'm back with another Let's Try Something New. And today I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own ceviche, Mexican style. Let's go. Okay, so the first thing you're going to be needing is your meat, in this case shrimp, and then we're going to be using some artificial crab. Now you can use real crab, but you know, for the most part it's extremely expensive and there's nothing wrong with using artificial as long as you use real shrimp. I don't think there is artificial shrimp, but always use real fish or real shrimp. And today I'm going to be using the camarones, the shrimp, which is my favorite. Next we're going to be needing a cucumber. Then you're going to be needing tomatoes. Then you're going to need a onion. Next you're going to need one of the most main ingredients, the cilantro. And then you're going to be needing a bunch of these. So you need about 10 limes for every pound of shrimp or fish that you make in your ceviche. Probably one of the gruelingest jobs of making this dish too. Let's go. Okay, so now that we got all of our ingredients that we're going to use, we're going to get the chopping now. Okay, so after washing your tomato, we're going to put it down and we're going to get the dicing. You're going to want small diced. You can have it big as you want, but I like mine small because it absorbs more of the juice that the ceviche is going to be swimming in. Okay guys, so next we're going to cut our onion. For those of you who do not know how to dice an onion, let me show you. So the first thing you want to know about it, that there's two parts of the onion, okay? You got the stem and then you got the root. The root is usually fat, flat on the bottom. The stem is this thing that's poking out like a little piece of hair. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off the top of it. We're going to get rid of that stem. And we're also going to remove the bottom here, but we're not going to want to go too deep, just enough so it's a flat surface, because we're going to be wanting a plant. Now after we cut it in half, this is a good time to take off these dry layers. And remember, when you peel an onion, you don't just want this layer that's under this. You want to take this one off. You want it where it's moisture. You don't want it dry. Key to a good onion is moisture. Remember that. So there we go. Remove that. Okay guys, so we just finished cutting our tomato and our onion. I'm going to put this into another container, put it to the side, and we're going to be mixing it in a little bit. Always remember to cut it up as fine as you want, and you usually want them around the same size as each other, okay? Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to slice up and peel our cucumber, and then we're going to dice this up and chop it up as well. Okay, so after washing our Cuban friend here, we're going to chop him up. We're going to peel him. I'm sure I don't need to tell people how to use a peeler. Okay, so now we're going to dice up our cucumbers. Okay, so now that we're done dicing up our cucumbers, we're going to also put those in a little container and just set those to the side as well. Okay guys, so on to our cilantro. Now the first thing you're going to want to know about cilantro is that it's very dirty. That's right, there's all kinds of little dirts that's all stuck up in here. So you're going to want to thoroughly wash these. And if you can, you might want to pat it dry after to absorb some of that moisture, because the more drier, the more easier it will be to cut. The more wetter, the more it sticks to the blade and it becomes annoying. So let's wash our cilantro. Okay guys, so our cilantro is relatively dry now. It's kind of just how you want it. It might be a little moist. It ain't going to be perfect. Now, about cilantro, for some people, they look at it and they don't even know where to begin to start cutting. They don't know what to cut. They don't know what to keep. And I don't blame them. I never did either. I actually met a chef who, you know, specialized in, you know, Mexican culinary foods, and he kind of taught me a few things about cilantro specifically, because I always loved his tacos. Now one of the things he told me and taught me was, you don't need the end of it right here. It's fine to have, you know, a few of these. It depends on what kind of dish you're making, but to have a few of them floating around, that's fine. But for the most part, you want to cut off these bottom ones. So let's do that first. So what you're going to do is just hold it down gently, and then you're just going to slice off the bottom part. Now there might be a dish out there that can utilize all this, but not this one, unfortunately. So we're going to toss this. So now what you want to do is you're going to get your cilantro, you're going to bunch it up, and what you're going to do is just make it roll into like a little ball. But you're not going to want to smash it too hard, because you don't want to bruise your leaves. You want them as fresh as possible. So what we're going to do is almost wrap it up. You're just going to get the slicing. And the key is to have a sharp knife again. You want to be able to go through those stems as quick and as easy as you possible. Again, you don't want to apply too much pressure, because you don't want to bruise your cilantro. You want it nice and fresh. And so you don't want it too fine, but you don't want it too big where you're eating and you get these big pieces of leaf in your teeth. I've done that before, trust me. Okay guys, so we cut up our cilantro here. As you can see, that's perfect, really nice little things. That's what you want. Okay guys, so now it's time for the most grueling part of making ceviche, the limes. Anyone who's ever made ceviche knows that this is the most annoying part, and I hope you have strong hands if you're using them. But today, I'm going to be using my old school, that's right, and don't make fun of me, my trusty lemon juicer, lime juicer, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we got our limes and we got our juicer, so now we're going to cut these boys and we're going to get the juice in. Let's go. And whoo, talk about a hand workout. Side note, if you have arthritis, have someone else do the lemon part for you, because trust me, those joints get the working. Okay guys, so as you can see, I dang near filled up this whole thing with lemon juice, and we're going to be transferring that into the shrimp, which we're going to cut right now. Okay guys, so we're done washing our shrimp. So now what you're going to do is we're going to cut it into threes. I'm going to show you just like so. They have the tiny ones. They're okay to use, but I prefer using this size. You can even use ones that are a little bit bigger, but remember, the bigger they are, the more you have to cut. All right, but I think this is like the perfect portion size, you know, for like getting the right amount of when you're biting the cilantro with the onion and the tomato and the onion, like it all just meshes up very well. So I like this size personally, my favorite. It's like a medium size, I guess. Okay guys, so we're going to take our shrimp now, and I'm going to actually be cutting them into fours. All right, so I'm going to be showing you how to do that. It's quite simple. You cut the middle of it right there, and then you're just going to do one down the middle, and boom, you got fours. So it's kind of the easiest and fastest way to get the most pieces out of each shrimp. Okay guys, so I'm done cutting up the shrimp now. We're going to put this in a container, and we're going to put it to the side, and we're going to do the same thing to our crab meat. Okay, we just opened it up. I'm going to drain all the little juice that's in there and rinse it out, make sure it's all nice and fresh. Okay, after rinsing out these crab, we're gonna pour some out, and you're just gonna basically get the dicing as good as you can. Okay guys, so we're done cutting our crab. I want to say that no matter what meat you put in, whether it's fish or shrimp or anything else, mussels, whatever kind of ceviche you want to make using the seafood, you always want to have the equal amount of all of them. You don't want one of too much of the other one, because it can just taste a little one-sided, let's say. So I think the perfect ratio of crab meat and shrimp. What do you think? All right, this is a little less than 8 ounces. It's an 8-ounce bag. I'm probably using about 5.5, and again, this is a little bit under a pound, so you know, go figure. All right, so we're gonna mix all these together now in a single bowl, and we're gonna start off with our meats, and then we're gonna be pouring on our lime juice so it can start absorbing into these two meats as it sits and marinates overnight. Okay guys, so I got my medium-sized bowl here. You always want to use a bowl depending on how much meat, again, that you're using, but this should be perfect. Alright, so we're just going to dump that in there, and we're just going to dump in our crab meat. So now that we got both our meats in there, you're going to just do a little mix gently, because you don't want to smash any of them. Just want it to mix up nice. There we go, like that. And as we add in our ingredients, you will mix them one by one, because you want a nice mixture of everything together. That way when you take a bite at the end of the tostada, you'll taste everything in one bite. Alright, so now we're going to put in our lemon juice. Just let that boy pour in there. And I have more lime juice. Sorry guys. And I have more limes if I need. Again, you want it to be swimming. You want it to be submerged like that. And then again, you can do a little mix. Okay guys, so now we're gonna throw in our other ingredients. I'm gonna start off with the cucumber. Next thing we're going to add is our onion. Okay guys, so you're going to mix in there very well. And again, you never want too much of one thing. I got our onion in there. It smells really nice. You want the perfect ratio of everything. You don't want too much of one thing ever, because that taste will completely take over the whole taste of it. Okay, so now we're going to add our tomatoes. Just like that. Throw those boys in there. In a perfect world, everything would be cut with mathematical precision. But this isn't the perfect world, is it? And nobody's a perfect cook. It all comes down to how much attention to detail you put into your dishes. And as you can see, I have been putting a lot of detail into mine. And the more love you put into this dish, the more better it would taste. Trust that. Okay guys, so we're almost done here. I'm gonna pat it down, let it all be submerged. Now, you can let it marinate for 30 minutes to an hour before you eat it, and you will have a good ceviche. If you're like me, I usually make this at night and I let it sit overnight. That way, by lunch tomorrow, it's fresh, but it also gave it time to absorb all that citrus from the lime. Okay. Sometimes people use, these are cooked shrimp, but you can use uncooked shrimp, and those ones you can cut up and you can let it sit in the lime, and the lime actually cooks the raw shrimp. How many of you knew that? Leave a comment in the comment section if you knew that. Citrus cooks raw seafood. It's kind of cool. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit in here overnight. I have one more secret ingredient, but I'm not going to put it in until tomorrow, so you're going to have to wait. As if you're going to wait. Okay guys, to reiterate, this is about 2 pounds. It feels like about 2 pounds of ceviche we just made with all of the ingredients we just used. So this is probably enough to feed about 4 to 5 people, honestly. You know what I mean? Unless you're a pig like me. Okay guys, so we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna use, you can use foil or, you know, clear wrap. Okay, so now we're gonna transfer this into the refrigerator. Okay guys, so it's been about 24 hours since I put the ceviche in here to marinate. And we are going to check it out now. That's why I like to make mine at night. Ooh, look at that, look at that. Yes, everything just looks nice. A big old citrus seafood punch bowl. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna be adding my secret ingredient. This is an ingredient that certain Mexican restaurants use. I actually asked one person one time, why does yours taste different? And they told me the most simplest thing. And I haven't told nobody my secret. I mean, I just don't go and tell people everything how I cook. But this is for YouTube, and I want you guys to be able to have the best dish that you can. For those of you out there who may think it, may taste it, try it out. If it's very citrusy, one thing you can do to make it taste sweeter and just gives it a little pop is ketchup. Okay, so you're gonna put about a half cup of ketchup in here, and you're gonna mix it in very well. It's gonna give it this reddish, pinkish look. Trust me, it tastes divine. Let's go. So I'm going to be eye gauging this because I pretty much, I mean, I do this all the time. But you're going to want to put about a half cup of tomato sauce. I like my ceviche sweeter, so I always put this on, and trust me, it sets it off. And then you just want to mix that in there. I didn't put it on last night because you want that citrus to really fuse into everything, and I didn't want nothing to distract from that. But as you can see, it starts coming alive. It starts coming alive, guys. And I mean, you got to mix it well. You want it all the way mixed in there. Okay guys, so I got my Guerrero tostadas here. We got our ceviche all ready to go. We're gonna place our tostada on the plate, and then you're just gonna add your ceviche. I suggest you put the meat and everything on first, and then get it really nice in here. Get a good amount for the people to see the beauty of this dish. And then you can add on that juice after, as much as you want. Okay guys, so I'm adding on a couple slits of avocado here. And voila guys, you got your very own ceviche on a tostada. Look at that. Avocado optional, but like I said, it is amazing. Try it out, give it a taste. If you're like me, you like to throw on a little chili. Yes, that's the Mexican way. We're gonna throw in a little tapatio sauce on there, put a little bit more lemon, and I'm gonna go to town on these bad boys. Well, okay guys, but anyone out there have any questions, need any tips, leave a comment in the comment section. If you've made ceviche before, tell me what is your favorite kind of ceviche and what do you put on your ceviche. If you made this ceviche, tell me how it came out and, you know, what do you think about it. Other than that, have a good lunch or dinner and enjoy your dish. This is Tasty Taste, guys, and like always, keep tasting. Peace.